Am I the asshole for refusing to help my parents out financially because they only help my siblings and never me? I am the oldest of 5, and my siblings are 28, 27, 25, and 23. This already sounds like another story I've always read, you know? What's with all the family issues, and am I the asshole? Our parents were always generous with giving money when asked for it, except when it was me. I was told I should learn to work hard. You're the oldest, so, you know, they progressively probably baby them more. You know what I mean? Actually, that's not always true. I've definitely met some of the oldest that are like the babies of the family. I guess it depends on whether or not you were a mistake. You know, that's always a good mentality for parents, is when they treat one kid like they were a mistake and the other one was planned. Good job. Good job parenting. I was told earning money was the only way I'd ever be able to have money, and I hadn't earned money from them, but my siblings could get whatever they wanted. When I first graduated college, I ended up struggling financially because where I went to work, the cost of apartments were so high. I asked my parents if they could help me out, and they said no. I ended up in a shelter for a few weeks and then rented a dump of an apartment with a friend who found himself in the same situation. Dear God. Hey, man, I know, listen, I immediately moved out of my parents' house when I graduated, and, you know, I forced myself to be in a shitty situation because my parents... You know, my mom would have been very cool with just, like, she would have made me pay rent, but it would have been drastically reduced rent. But, like, as soon as I hit 18, it's like, no, you're going to pay rent. You know what I mean? Like, you're an adult now. But I moved out because I wanted the freedom. And I almost immediately moved into a very sketchy place. But I also, like, most of my childhood lived in sketchy places. So I just was kind of naive to it. But nothing bad happened. It was just, you know. But anyways, they not only helped my siblings through college, which they didn't do for me, but they gave each of them lump sums after they graduated to help them get started in life. They also helped them out when asked over the years, during COVID years especially. I mean, yeah, your parents kind of sound like shit, to be real with you, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? The old treating the 4 other kids like angels and then treating the oldest, who really isn't even that much older, by the way. It would be one thing if you were 30 and the other ones were like 12, but the next closest sibling is 28. So, you know, at the most, you were just 2 years older. And that, you know, so at one point you were 12. Your, sister was 20 or 10. And they were looking at you like, it's time to man up, pussy. Go about it. And it doesn't seem like it's like a male or female thing because his siblings are a mix of male and female. So it's not like they're nicer to the women of the family. It's just interesting. They didn't offer any money to help toward mine and my wife's wedding. We didn't ask, but it stood out more when my sister got engaged and our parents had mentioned money for all the weddings again. It was all except for mine. Only now this is all caught up with them and they are in a very tight spot with money. They're asking me for money too. What? They told me they need mine and my wife's help and we should do it because of how great they had been and they never say no to any of us. I told them they never helped me with shit, that they preferred to see me homeless rather than help me out. They argued back that it never happened and I could have asked if things were that bad. I showed them screenshots of text where I had brought the topic up after asking them verbally. My parents dismissed it and then told me that they're still my parents and I'm the most settled and I could afford to help them. He's the most settled because he had to get everything on his fucking own. You know? And now guess what? He's going to be stingy with his money because he had to fight hard for that shit. I admitted that I could, but I didn't feel they had earned it. That's very funny. My parents called me spiteful and said I should help my parents rather than see them lose everything. I told them to ask the kids who they helped. My siblings were also pissed off. I said no. Why aren't the other 4 kids like... You have 4 other kids, you know? Mooch off of them. They told me mom and dad don't deserve my pettiness. Get the fuck out of here. Not the asshole for wanting to set boundaries. You have every right to stand up for yourself, prioritize your own needs. I mean, yeah, no, you're not an asshole in my mind. And quite frankly, I want to go to controversial so I can get mad and argue with people. Hypothetically. I won't comment, of course. I'll just see. Fake AI post. Everything is a fake AI post at this point. I think you should request a DNA test. Not the asshole. They can dismiss all they want, but all you have to say is, well, I'm taking this response you gave me in that situation to answer this. People give their own single lens of the world. I don't know. You meant to put people have. I don't want to get into it. You're getting too deep. I just want to find somebody. This has to be fake. I just want to find. I'm going with necessary asshole. Keyword necessary. It's a necessary evil. Tell them you will buy their house from them to help out. Then make them pay rent. That's funny. Or evict them. I wouldn't evict them, man, but it would be funny to make them pay rent. I understand why you feel this way. My only comment. Why am I? Whatever. My only comment is that they will both be dead one day. You only have one set of parents. I mean, they only have one oldest son, you know? but it is what it is. Are you an affair child because they singled you out of 5 kids? Don't give them a buck. Go no contact. Please come back and update this. There's no doubt that your parents are wrong and unfair with you, but I don't think it's right to turn your back on your parents when they need you. Depends, man. I don't know. Be better parents. That's my secret. If I want family members to be supportive of me, I don't treat them like trash, And it's really simple to do. It's not like you have to send them thousands of dollars every month in order for your family to love you. You just kind of have to show up, hug them, message them when you live far away, give them calls, catch up with them, make sure they're doing well. Just the most basic shit sometimes, You save screenshots of you asking your parents for money from your late adolescence into your 30s. Maybe so. Maybe so. I don't understand why that would matter either way. Unless it was fake. Which, everything's fake on this goddamn subreddit. But anyways, no, not the asshole, but I wonder why they didn't help you when you needed it. Wait, hold on. This one might be interesting. Honestly, your parents did you a favor? Where? Oh my God, I'm never going to be able to find it. Okay, I wonder why they didn't help him when he needed it. I have 2 sons by 2 different women. Both had problems growing up, but one that always came every other weekend never liked me and was an asshole to deal with. He didn't want anything to do with me, so I didn't make him come visit if he didn't want to anymore. By the time he was old enough where a judge wouldn't take him. He hates his mother now too. By the time he was told, my responsibilities ended with child support check, and he has not had any contact with anyone but his brother as far as family goes for 2 decades. This already sounds different because the other guy was making contact. He's making contact with the parents. He asked for help. They were about to be homeless, and he's just like, eh. And at a certain point, it's like, even if, we're not on the best of terms, say you're a stepdad, I don't know, man. I'd hate for a kid to be homeless. Were they even No, they're not even a stepkid in this situation, so that's not even relevant, My other son was a handful as well, but he lived with me full time, and he rebelled, got in some trouble, but we worked through it. Strict with both. My other son he's just always been an asshole. He hates everyone. I'm leaving everything to my good son, and asshole son will get $1 when I pass, unless he cleans up his act and starts acting like everybody owes him everything and starts being a nice person. I wonder, OP, if you did anything to earn different treatment or maybe are adopted. You, the adult father and example. I was about to say, I do kind of have a different take on this because you're an adult and they're kids, they're 12 years old. And if you're a stepfather, especially, they're going to go through it. You're not my real dad. You're supposed to, you're the dad that stepped in. You know what I mean? I'm not a stepdad myself, but I've known stepdads. You know what I mean? Great people. Do a lot of work. Some of them have had quite a hard time because, they became a stepdad when the kids were in a angsty, you're not my real dad phase, but they made it work out. Great men in that case, but it is what it is. We live in an age where we just, we judge those types of people, I suppose. Anyways, not the asshole. Your parents suck.